Very good evening to all the students. Today we are going to discuss about the first chapter of general pathology, that is the cellular pathology. So before proceeding to the cellular pathology, we should know about the cellular physiology. So let us discuss about the cellular physiology followed by the cellular pathology. The human being made up of cell. Totally we have 75 trillions of the cells the human body have. The collection of the cells, as we know, it is the tissue. The collection of the tissue we are calling as the different organs like a liver, heart, intestine, brain, everything. That leads to the body. So this is the very simple basic things. So now we'll discuss what is cell. The cell, the word derived from cellula, that is a Latin word, first written by the Robert Hooke in 1665 in his book known as the Micrographia. The word meaning of the cellula, that means a small room, or in other word it is a stored room. So in the definition wise, the cell is known as the basic structural, functional and biological unit of all living organism. Simple understanding, we can say the cell is nothing but building block of life. Let us discuss about the few interesting fact about the cell. The human body have 40 to 75 trillion of the eukaryotic cells. There are two type of cells, eukaryotic and prokaryotic. So we made up of eukaryotic cells. Human brain cells are around 80 billion cells. Approximately 50 to 70 billion cells are produced every day, and approximately 50 to 70 billion cells are dying every day. This is a very interesting factor. So what we are calling one of the function of the cell is a hemostasis. So this is the one of the main function. 50 to 70 billion cells are produced every day as well as dying on every day. Sperm are the smallest cell in the human body and ovum are the largest cell. Nerve cells are the longest cell in the human body. Let us discuss about the function. There are four functions of the cell. Number one is specialization, metabolism, hemostasis and reproduction. This is the common function of all the cells. The type of the cell we are dividing into many types, but basically we dividing as per the function and as per the divisions. As per the functions, we are calling as a somatic cell and reproductive cells. As per the divisions, labile cells, stable cells and permanent cells. So this we should know very detailed. In the further class I will explain, but here I am giving one the brief. Labile cells means continuously dividing cells. It is a continuously dividing cell. One of the example is RBC. So here there is no stimulus is required. Without any stimuli, the RBC will be productions in the bone marrow. Stable cells means which needs the stimulations, and it is the only partially dividing cells. Example is the some of the liver cells, hepatocytes, and permanent cells means it's never go for the divisions. That means even if you are giving the stimulus, it will not divide it into further. So the example is the nervous cells. So this is the three type of cells as per the division. This is very important to know in pathology in the further classes. Then the basic cell part have three. Number one is the plasma membrane. It responsible for the hemostasis. As we know, this plasma membrane containing the ion channel. That ion channel responsible for the hemostasis. And cytoplasm, it has no color, or you can say the sky blue color, jelly-like substance which made up of many organelles. And nucleus, it has light grayish to light brown color. These are three important part of the cell. The very important we should know about the physiology. The normal nuclear cytoplasmic ratio is 1:4. That means one part of the nucleus and four part of the cytoplasm. It's very important to know in the pathology. Let us discuss about the some of the function of the cellular organ or cytoplasmic organelles. Mitochondria, it is a powerhouse. It is a source of the energy. Endoplasmic reticulum, that is a rough endoplasmic reticulum, it is responsible for the protein synthesis. And smooth endoplasmic reticulum, it is responsible for the lipid synthesis. And Golgi body is helping for the storage of the nutrients. Lysosome helping for the intracellular digestion and removal of unwanted substance. Ribosome responsible for the protein synthesis. And peroxisomes, it is responsible for decrease the activity of the oxygen free radicals. So these are some of the main function of the cytoplasmic organelles. Now we'll go about the tissues. We have 4 types of tissue in our body. Number 1 is epithelial tissue. Number 2 is the connective tissue. Number 3 is the muscular tissue. And number 4 is the nervous tissues. So these are 4 types of tissue we have. That's about the normal physiology. Now we'll go for the abnormal pathology. So here I am very brief, I am explaining. So all the human being exposed to various kind of the factors like environmental factors in work level and bacteria and virus, chemicals and excess of the heat and cold. So if our human body exposed to the every second we are exposed to the number of the stimulus. This number of the stimulants, what human body will do, the first will do the adjustments to the environment. Suppose if the environment is very cold, our body will make the heat, so our body will looks very heat. Suppose this adjustment is not possible, there will be functional changes, slight cough and cold are some of the constitutional symptoms. If the function is also, even after functional changes, our body is unable to adapt to the environment, that leads to the structural changes. So this is the 3 normal function of the normal mechanism. Number 1 is adjustments to the environment. Number 2 the functional changes. Number 3 is the structural changes. Same like the cell also exposure to the many number of the causes, environmental, metabolism, bacteria, excess heat and cold. So what will do? Our cells what will do? Our cell will do, the normal cells, if excess of physiological causes or more pathological causes, that leads to our body try to adjust the environment. So that trying to adjust the environment we are calling as in the chapter of cellular adaptations. So cellular adaptation is a simple word. If you want to remember, the simple word is adjustments of the cell to the particular environment. Next one, this adjustment is not possible to the stimuli, that leads to the cell will become injury. So once, even after the cell injury, still the cause or the stimulus is persist, the end result is the cell death. So simple understanding, there are 2 types of cell injury. One is reversible cell injury, another one is irreversible cell injury. If the reversible cell injury means there are some of the cell injury, again if you remove the causes, again the cell will go to the normal cells, normal function, structural and function. So this is known as the reversible changes, reversible cell injury. Where there is a irreversible cell injury, even if you remove the causes, the cell will not go back to the normal cells. What happened? This, instead of the irreversible cell injury, will go to the cell death. The first chapter of cellular pathology is only this much. The summary of the cellular pathology is only this much. The normal cell adjustments, if the adjustment is not possible, cell injury, and cell injury leads to the cell death. So there are 4 types of cellular adaptation, 2 types of cell injury, that is a reversible cell injury and irreversible cell injury, and there is 2 types of the cell death. So this is about the summary of the first chapter. If you are able to understand this chart, then it is very easy to understand about the cellular pathology. That's about the cellular pathology in short. Now, as I told you, there are 4 types of cellular adaptation. Number 1 is atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia and metaplasia. There are 2 types of cell injury. There is a reversible cell injury and irreversible cell injury. Again, there are 2 types of the cell death, apoptosis and necrosis. So if you are able to study about this subchapter, that means we are able to complete the cellular pathology. So now today's class, I am giving the just the brief introduction about all the subchapters. In the next class, we are going to study one by one. Now we'll study about the simple understanding about the cellular adaptations. The definition of cellular adaptations. It is the reversible changes in the size, number, phenotype and metabolic activity or function of the cell in response to the changes in their environment. So it's very simple. Our body try to adjust to the environment. So while adjust, it is always remember it is a reversible. What is meant by reversible? It again come back to the normal. It's a slight changes. Reversible changes in the size and number. Why it is doing? Simple understanding. It is preserving the viability of the cell by modulating its slight functions. Again, I am making the simple understanding. The adaptation is nothing but normal unstressed cell and abnormal overstressed cell. It is we are calling as abnormal, but this is purely it is not 100% abnormal. If you are removing the causes, then this abnormal cell will come back to the normal cells. So it's a simple word. It is survival of adaptable, or we can say adjustments to the environment. So simple factor, if you able to remember, cellular adaptation means adjustments to the environment. That's all. It is not abnormal cells. The cells, if you remove the causes of the stress or any causes, the abnormal cells will come back to the normal cells. This is a simple understanding about the cellular adaptations. As we know, the 4 type of cellular adaptations. Before going to the cellular adaptation, we'll see about the 2 type of cellular adaptation. Physiological cellular adaptation and pathological cellular adaptations. So what is physiological cellular adaptation? Due to excess of the physiological causes. The example is enlarged size of the uterus in pregnancy. As we know, the normal size of the uterus is 7.2 to 8 micron. But when we reach to the during pregnancy, it reaches to the up to the 36. So the enlargement of the size of the uterus in pregnancy and cerebral atrophy in the old age. These are excellent examples of the physiological causes. That is known as the physiological adaptations. What is pathological adaptation? Due to pathological causes. Example is warts formation and enlargement of the left ventricular heart. That means enlargement of the heart. So this is the simplest example of the pathological adaptations. So 2 type of cellular adaptation, physiological adaptation and pathological adaptation. Now we'll study the 4 type of the cellular adaptations. As we know, atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia and metaplasia. So what is atrophy? Atrophy means very simple, decrease the number and size of the cell. As we know, here it is the 3 cells, but here it is the only 2 cells, and this is the normal where we can see that this is a normal size of the cell, where here it is the size of the cell is shrinkage, that means decreased. So atrophy means in simple language, decrease the number and size of the cells. Hypertrophy is just opposite of the atrophy. It's increase the size of the cells. You can see here the normal size of the cell here, and you can see here it is abnormal. So this is the hypertrophy in simple language. It is increase the size of the cell. Here things to remember, the atrophy means it is decrease the number and size of the cell, where there is hypertrophy means increase the only the size of the cells. Third one, it is the hyperplasia. The hyperplasia is the increase the number of the cells. You can see here it is the 3 cells, but here it is a totally 8 cells, and here the size of the cell is not increased. Only the number of the cell is increased. If the size of the cell is increased, it is known as the hypertrophy. If the number of the cell is increased, it is known as the hyperplasia. And the last one, it is the metaplasia. Metaplasia, it is one type of the cell changes into the another type of the cell. You can see it here. The one type of the cell, you can say it is a columnar type. It is changes into the squamous type. So this is the one type of the cell changes into the another type. So this is the 4 type of the cellular adaptation. Atrophy, it is a decrease in the number and size of the cell. Hypertrophy, it is increase the only the size of the cell. And hyperplasia, it is increase the number of the cell. And metaplasia is the one type of the cell changes into the another type of the cells. Now we'll study about the cell injury. The cell, we have studied about the two types of the cell injury, reversible cell injury and irreversible cell injury. What is the characteristic of the reversible cell injury? And again, irreversible cell injury, what we are calling is the point of no return. That means the cell will not come back to the normal. That is known as the irreversible cell injury. So what is the characteristic of reversible cell injury is the two. That is the only cell swelling. Number one is the cellular swelling. You can see here it is the cell is enlarged. Number two is the fatty changes. So the characteristic of reversible cell injury is the cellular swelling, or otherwise known as the cloudy swelling or hydrophobic swelling. In the further class, I will explain about the detail. And the next characteristic is the fatty changes, accumulation of the lipids into the inside the cytoplasmic organelles. These are two characteristics of reversible cell injury. And irreversible cell injury also have the two characteristics. Number one is the membrane defect. The membrane, you can see the outermost layer, it is a membrane, plasma membrane. So the plasma membrane will be destructed. That is the number one. And next one, it is the mitochondrial dysfunction. So these are the two great features of the irreversible cell injury. It is a very important to know. Here I am giving only the important points. The further class I will explain why it is a cellular swelling is coming, why it is a fatty changes, membrane defect and mitochondrial dysfunction is coming. So this is about the cell injury. Now cell death. As we know, there are two types of cell death. Number one is the necrosis, another one is the apoptosis. So number one is the necrosis, always into the pathological phenomena, mostly is the pathological phenomena, and apoptosis is the mostly into the physiological phenomena. So here I am giving the one greatest example. Our RBC, the lifespan of RBC is 120 days. So after 120 days, the RBC has to destruct. If it is not destruct, so the RBC will be accumulated in our body, will make the so many abnormal phenomena. So this is not possible. So our RBC getting destructed by some genetic code. From since birth to end, our RBC is production. And since birth to end, our RBC getting destructed after 120 days. So this phenomena, it is known as the physiological phenomena, otherwise known as the apoptosis. So apoptosis is mostly physiological way, and where there is a necrosis is the mostly to the pathological way. There are so many type of necrosis. There is one of the greatest example is the myocardial infarction, that is a heart attack. There we'll get the coagulative necrosis. So there are every type of necrosis we are going to study about the further classes. So cell death is nothing but it is a type of irreversible cell injury having two types, necrosis and apoptosis. Necrosis is mostly it is a pathological and apoptosis is mostly to the physiological. So that's about the end of my lecture. So here what we learned, cell is known as the building block of life. The human body have approximately 40 to 75 trillion of eukaryotic cells, and approximately 50 to 70 billion of the cells forms and dies every day. Cellular pathology deals with the 4 type of cellular adaptation, 2 type of cell injury, followed by the 2 type of cell death. There are 4 type of cellular adaptation and 2 type of cell injury and 2 type of the cell death. So that's about the end of today's class. So today's class I am just explaining about the summary of the cellular adaptation and its a subchapter and characteristic of those subchapter. So further class we are going to study about the each like cell adaptation, 4 type of cell adaptation, 2 type of cell injury and 2 type of cell death in detail. So this is my reference. Thanks to those reference. So this is the end of my class. That is a summary of the cellular pathology. So next class I will go with the detailed information about the cellular adaptations. As we know, there is a 4 type of cellular adaptation. So next class I am going to discuss about the 4 type of cellular adaptation in detail. So thanks to everyone. So and before ending my class, I always will quote this line: knowledge is our power. So thanks to everyone.